We didn't have a zoning officer in place, so I think that's probably part of the reason why.
I was just curious. I don't get a paper anymore, so for all I know, it could have been advertised and I
Most
didn't
people
see
don't.
it.
No, everything's online. Yep.
Was there not anybody in Cheswick that could have qualified?
Why did you run for it?
I don't know that, I couldn't do that. You have to have building experience and stuff like that too.
Yeah, I think he's from Springdale Township,
Township.
and in my limited experience doing it, it requires a lot of know-how and a lot of specific.
Well, I know he's
knowledge.
a builder, so
Yeah,
I know
and-
he's got that experience.
And we have a limited pool of people available in town, and plus it requires a lot of your free time essentially. If you're having to do occupancy inspections or zoning things that, and you're doing it outside of regular hours, and it can be difficult to do. So it's.
I was just curious.
All right, why don't we go ahead and get started, because I have 7 o'clock, and I think everyone's here. So, call meeting to order, and stand for the pledge. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Can you take roll?
Yes. Paul Jack. Michael Girardi.
Here.
Dan Carroll. Kathy Crail.
Here.
Kathy Gillard.
Here.
Bob Christoff. Frank Meladandri. Guyla Holtman.
Here.
Joe Lucas.
Present.
Ian Fitzgerald. Present. Matt Pitch.
Present.
Just quickly for anybody who doesn't know me, my name is Michael Jordy. I'm the vice president. Paul Jack, the president's not here, so that means I have to step in and run the meeting. While we're getting that, can I have a motion on the minutes?
I'll make a motion to approve the meeting minutes for the July 11th caucus meeting.
So we have a motion and a second to approve the July 11th caucus meeting minutes. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Opportunity for citizens to be heard. Let's see here. Sakaris.
Here I am.
Hi.
I spoke at the caucus meeting about those junk cars. And in a week's time, two were removed, and they brought more in, and they're playing checkers with them and just moving them all over that lot. And I wondered, what on earth is happening down there?
One of them was gone the next day, so somebody at the meeting obviously knew about it, or whoever was here. And the one that was on blocks was gone the next day. So somebody's using that for a storage place, I think, for their cars. They got a business someplace, junk cars or whatever, their parts, whatever.
Okay. Well, we'll certainly look into it and see what we can do to get that.
Oh, I thought maybe Dan, okay. And I
Perhaps, I'm not sure if he's not.
And I have one more thing about the weeds around the Sunoco station. If somebody's sitting low in a car, they're going to get to a point where it's going to be very dangerous to make a left turn. You have enough time straining to make a right turn, but a left turn from the bottom of Cheswick Avenue is going to be very dangerous.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Kathy, do we have a sewage report? We did that last
We
week.
did that last week.
Engineer's report.
2 quick things. I'm sure most of you are aware that we had an issue with the one valve in the interconnect. Ian, myself, Paul, and Jack are working with Harmer Water and with a specialist that knows those valves to look at what our options are moving forward as to replacement or rebuilding the vault there. We'll know more as the information comes. The other thing is the CDBG grant for this year. We were awarded a $20,000 grant. It is for the 300 block of North Highland Avenue to repave. That will be advertised September 7th. Bids will open October 1st. If we get a local contractor, we may be able to fit it in this year. If not, more than likely it'll be spring of next year.
What block?
The 300 block?
Which streets is that between, do we know?
Linden, excuse me, and
Sherman?
Beach.
And then, okay, yeah, there's that one spot that always has a
Yeah, it's a short one because it was a smaller grant, so it's only about 400 foot long, but it's a section where there are numerous patches.
Yeah,
So the grant also includes in those areas of patches possibly going deeper as needed, getting more stone in there, and then repaving the whole thing.
Good.
And that's all I have tonight.
thank you. Budget planning and cost efficiency, I have a motion on the bill list.
I make a motion to approve the bill list number 8-18.
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second to approve bill list number 8-18. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye. Opposed? Motion passes. Zoning development ordinances. CC?
Should I read where it says action, or
Uh,
just underneath,
the portion under that.
to make the motion, okay?
Yes.
All right, I make motion to appoint Sam Sack as zoning officer, code enforcement officer, and fire inspector effective September 1st of 2018.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve Sam Sack as the zoning officer, code enforcement officer, and fire inspector effective September 1st, 2018. Any discussion? Even we keeping the same pay as what we had currently?
Yeah.
Okay. Should we have a motion to approve that?
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. Just need a minute to specify, just basically the same as what it is now.
Yeah.
Okay. So just for clarification purposes, I think we might want to make an amendment to specify that the compensation is going to be current with how our present zoning officer, code enforcement officer, and fire inspector is going to be compensated, or is compensated. So would anybody be interested in making an amendment to the motion? Or is there a better way to do this, Joe?
No, if you would like to, make an amendment, that's the best way to do it.
Okay.
Or withdraw the motion and make an amended motion, stating exactly what it is with you.
So you know that, Ian? Okay. Would you mind?
Yeah.
1 second. Sorry.
Abby, while we're waiting,
Yes.
Public Works, we are spraying Pittsburgh Street this week for weeds and stuff, and we're using a natural thing instead of like Roundup or anything. So
Good.
we're gonna try that. So we'll see. It's this week. It's a little late in the year to be doing that, but
Not this year because the rain's bringing more weeds than ever.
right.
Yeah,
So we'll see how it works.
it's better than Roundup, that's not good for the guys.
Yeah. Yeah. I have to use Roundup on some of the weeds, like over on the areas for poison ivy and stuff. They
Oh,
said.
yeah, yeah.
But not on Pittsburgh Street. So
Good.
we'll see how it works.
$3,700 payable monthly.
Okay. Kathy, do you think you could amend the motion to specify what the compensation is going to be as Elon has circled there? $3,700 payable monthly.
Is that monthly?
It's just.
That's yearly, but it's paid
Oh,
on a
okay.
monthly basis.
Okay. I'd like to amend
Yes.
I'd like to amend a motion for the amount of money being paid,
Just to specify what it
to
is.
specify to the zoning officer, $3,700 annually paid monthly.
Sounds good to me.
$3,700 a year paid in 12 installments.
$3,700 a year paid in installments.
12 installments.
12
There
installments.
we go.
There we go. Got it.
It's $308.33.
Okay.
$308.33 a month.
Let's just stick with 3,700 paid in 12 installments. Can we have a second to the motion?
Second.
Okay. So we have a motion and a second to amend Cece's motion to specify that the zoning officer, code enforcement officer, and fire inspector is going to be hired at an annual rate of compensation of $3,700 paid in 12 installments. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. So now, can we take a vote then just on Cece's initial motion with the amendment?
Motion to pass the original amendment as amended.
Okay, so. So we need to move to pass, or should we just, okay, can you move to pass the original motion as amended?
All right, I make a motion to
Move to pass the,
move to pass the original motion
as amended.
as amended.
Do we have a second?
I second that.
We have a motion, a second, to approve the original motion as amended. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. Okay, moving on. Just to update everybody, the zoning hearing board meeting has been rescheduled for August 29th at 7 PM here at the Borough Building. And Public Works, Kathy?
Ian, you're gonna report on that.
Yes. Much like what Matt was talking about, the interconnect issues with the valve, they were resolved last week. We ended up getting a guy to come in a little bit early and help fix that, so everything's working correctly. JD no longer has to turn it off manually. And again, we'll be working with Sun Engineering to develop a long-term plan for it.
Any old business? Any new business? Can I have a motion to adjourn?
Make a motion to adjourn.
We have a motion and a second to adjourn. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Meeting adjourned.
Excuse me.